The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow, vital sea passage, just 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, yet it plays an outsized role in the world's economy and security. It serves as the only maritime gateway connecting the oil-rich Persian Gulf to the vast open waters of the Indian Ocean and beyond. To the north lies Iran, whose coastline dominates much of the strait and whose influence shapes the region's security dynamics. To the south, Oman and the United Arab Emirates share the opposite shore, making the strait a crossroads between rival powers and cultures. The shipping lanes here are incredibly tight, just a few miles wide, forcing massive oil tankers and cargo ships to navigate with extreme caution. This choke point is the only sea route out of the Persian Gulf, making it absolutely crucial for the export of oil and natural gas to the rest of the world. Every single day, nearly a fifth of the world's oil supply and a significant portion of its liquefied natural gas pass through these waters, fueling homes, industries, and vehicles from Asia to Europe and beyond. Any disruption here, whether from conflict, accident, or political tension, can send shockwaves through global energy markets, causing oil prices to spike and threatening the stability of supply chains worldwide. To safeguard this lifeline, the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet, based in Bahrain, maintains a constant presence, escorting commercial vessels and deterring threats. Yet, the proximity of Iranian military forces and the ever-present regional tensions mean the strait remains a potential flashpoint for conflict, with the world watching every move. Security analysts and governments across the globe monitor this narrow waterway closely, knowing that its stability is essential for global energy security and economic health. Even a brief closure, caused by military action, blockades, or accidents, could trigger an international crisis, halting energy flows and sparking diplomatic emergencies. The Strait of Hormuz is not just a geographic feature, it's the heartbeat of the world's energy flow, a narrow passage with global consequences. On November 14, 2025, what began as a routine voyage for the oil tanker Talara quickly escalated into a global incident that would capture headlines around the world. The Talara, a massive commercial vessel, was carrying millions of barrels of crude oil through one of the world's most strategically sensitive waterways. As the ship exited the narrow Strait of Hormuz, a flotilla of Iranian Revolutionary Guard boats appeared seemingly out of nowhere. With remarkable speed and precision, they surrounded the Talara, cutting off any possible escape route, and then boarded the vessel in a coordinated operation. The IRGC took control of the bridge and ordered the crew to change course, diverting the Talara from international waters into Iranian territory. The crew, caught completely off guard, could do little but watch as their ship was commandeered. Conflicting reports emerged about the exact location of the seizure, but one fact was undeniable. The tanker was now under Iranian control and being forced toward a port along Iran's southern coast. The entire operation was meticulously planned in advance, sanctioned at the highest levels of the Iranian government, and executed with overwhelming force and coordination, leaving little room for resistance. The unarmed crew, faced with heavily armed boarding parties, had no choice but to comply with the orders given to them, their fate now in the hands of their captors. Overhead, a US Navy drone silently tracked every moment of the incident, relaying real-time intelligence and video back to American and Allied command centers. This was the first major tanker seizure in over a year, and it instantly reignited fears of a wider conflict in the Persian Gulf, sending shockwaves through global energy markets and diplomatic circles. The world's attention snapped back to the Strait of Hormuz, a vital artery for global oil shipments, as governments and shipping companies scrambled to assess the risks and respond to the rapidly escalating crisis. At the center of the incident was Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy, a force that has become synonymous with unpredictable and often confrontational maneuvers in the Persian Gulf. Their presence in these waters is a constant reminder of the region's volatility. The IRGC Navy is notorious for its aggressive tactics, frequently shadowing or intercepting commercial vessels and asserting Iran's influence over vital shipping lanes. The oil tanker Talara, managed by Cyprus-based Columbia Shipmanagement, became the focal point when it suddenly lost contact as the incident unfolded, raising immediate concerns for its crew and cargo. The shipping company acted swiftly, alerting maritime authorities and setting off a chain reaction that triggered an international response involving multiple agencies and governments. The US Navy's Fifth Fleet, based in Bahrain, and the UK's maritime trade operations immediately began monitoring the situation, issuing security alerts to other vessels and coordinating with allies to assess the threat. The Talara, registered under the Marshall Islands flag, carried a multinational crew, now detained in Iran, whose safety became a top priority for their home countries and employers. This flag of convenience is a common practice in global shipping, allowing vessels to operate under foreign flags, but it often complicates diplomatic and legal efforts during crises like this. Now, the fate of the Talara's crew and valuable cargo depends on delicate negotiations between governments, shipping companies, and international maritime organizations, each with their own interests and concerns. This incident starkly highlights the vulnerability of commercial shipping in contested and politically sensitive waters, where a single event can disrupt global trade and escalate tensions. In such a crisis, every player, from powerful navies to private shipping companies and international regulators, is drawn into a complex web of security, diplomacy, and commerce, each playing a crucial role in the unfolding drama. The Talara was loaded with 30,000 tons of high-sulfur gas oil, a valuable diesel fuel. It departed from Ajman, UAE, bound for Singapore, a routine but vital trade route linking Middle Eastern energy to Asian markets. The seizure abruptly halted this supply chain, stranding millions of dollars worth of cargo. For the owners, it's not just a ship at stake, but a major financial loss and business disruption. The incident exposes how a single choke point can threaten global trade. The ripple effects reach far beyond the Gulf, impacting energy markets worldwide. One ship's fate can shake the confidence of an entire industry. Iran quickly issued a statement, claiming the Talara was seized under a judicial order for violating cargo regulations. The IRGC accused the tanker of carrying unauthorized cargo, but offered few specifics. This ambiguity leaves room for speculation. Was it a legal enforcement or a political move? Iran framed the action as protecting national interests, hinting at broader strategic motives. The Talara was brought to an Iranian port for inspection, placing the ship, crew, and cargo under Iranian control. This gives Iran leverage in any negotiations that follow. The lack of transparency fuels international suspicion. For Iran, the seizure is both a legal claim and a geopolitical signal. The world is left questioning the true motive behind the move. For Columbia Shipmanagement, the crisis began with the sudden loss of contact. The company's emergency protocols kicked in, but all attempts to reach the crew failed. They alerted UK maritime authorities, who warned other ships in the area. The company's top priority became the safety of the crew, now effectively hostages. Publicly, they called for the crew's release while quietly navigating complex legal and diplomatic channels. The incident forced the operator into crisis management mode, balancing urgency with caution. The Talara's silence marked the start of a high-stakes international ordeal. The Strait of Hormuz is the world's most critical oil choke point. Over 20 million barrels of oil, one-fifth of global consumption, pass through daily, mostly bound for Asia. Any disruption here instantly impacts global prices and energy security. Qatar's liquefied natural gas also flows through this narrow lane, making it vital for both oil and gas markets. Iran's control of the northern shore gives it strategic leverage, and its threats to close the strait keep navies on alert. The US and allies maintain a constant presence to deter blockades. The world's energy supply depends on this fragile artery. Its stability is a matter of global economic survival. The Talara's seizure fits a pattern of Iranian actions in the Gulf. Iran has repeatedly seized or harassed ships in response to Western pressure or sanctions. Past incidents, like the 2022 Greek tanker seizures and the 2019 British-flagged Stena Impero, show a tit-for-tat strategy. These moves are often used as leverage in broader geopolitical disputes. The Talara incident comes amid renewed regional tensions, following recent conflict between Iran and Israel. Each event is a reminder of how quickly political disputes can disrupt global shipping. The Gulf remains a volatile arena where commercial and political interests collide. The Talara's seizure sent shockwaves through shipping and energy markets. Insurance premiums for ships in the region soared, raising costs for global trade. Oil prices spiked on fears of wider conflict and supply disruption. Diplomatic efforts intensified, with multiple countries drawn into the crisis. The incident highlights the world's dependence on a single vulnerable choke point. It accelerates the search for alternative routes and fuels the push for energy diversification. The Talara is a stark reminder of the fragility of global supply chains. In a connected world, one ship's fate can ripple across continents.